given him.
Today's reading is Exodus chapter 14. And Moses stretched out his hand over the sea, and the Lord caused the sea to go back by a strong east wind all that night, and made the sea dry land, and the waters were divided. And the children of Israel went into the midst of the sea upon the dry ground, and the waters were a wall unto them on their right hand and on their left. The Israelites were on their way out of Egypt to freedom. They had come to the Red Sea, but Pharaoh with his army was coming closer. The people were terrified. Moses tried to placate and rally them by saying that the Lord would fight for them. Surprisingly, God was somewhat perturbed with Moses and said, "Wherefore criest thou unto me?" Moses had been called by God and equipped for leadership. In this particular case, Moses was prepared to handle the problem without directly crying out to God to ask for his intervention. God was already prepared to intervene and was just waiting on Moses to do his part. Moses had the rod in his hand, and God expected him to use it. So Moses lifted his rod, stretched forth his hand, and God opened the sea, allowing Israel to cross on dry land and escape. Many circumstances which Christian leaders will face have been anticipated by God. He has prepared us through previous experiences, through prayer, by testimonies, and conversations with peers, by things He has showed us in Scripture and in other ways. When problems confront the Christian leader, it is not necessary to seek explicit instructions for every single situation, because God has already prepared us for many. Under the leading of His Spirit, we need to use what God has given us. Without a doubt, leaders need to walk continually in the Spirit and be led by the Spirit. But God does expect His leader to go forward when he is able and to use what the Lord has already given him. When a leader is in new territory and is not prepared for a particular situation, then it will be necessary to seek God until He gives directions. However, this was not the case when Moses was at the Red Sea. God wanted Moses to get on with the program. In similar circumstances today, leaders should do the same. Do what God has prepared them to do. It says here at the end, use what God has given you. Thus, I have a lot of books, so I'm using them to try to read and start a YouTube channel. Keep it growing, I guess, to grow a YouTube